Okay, part three of the Combat Commander Europe digital bot attacking as the Germans versus the Americans defending by me in Scenario 11, Hold the Line. There's been a lot of gunfire back and forth in this area here. The Germans have got a force sort of hidden over here, hoping to get into here, take this objective, take the high ground, and then that would be sort of a win for them, I think. Americans have one reinforcement on its way, which, if it can make it here, is going to be a significant boon, and it is the American turn. And they have a recover order, which is excellent. So they will begin with Sergeant White, and he is a 9 plus the cover is a 12, so he will recover if he rolls a 12 or less. And he does recover, which means that he now adds his one morale to his one leadership rather to the line squad, who would now become an 8 plus 3 is 11, and they recover. So the Americans ducked their heads for a bit in the face of German fire, but got back at it. And I think as the Americans, we will hold on to our fire card and hope that we have moving units to try to engage, and we'll also have the hidden mines if that happens, and we are going to play this advance order on this reinforcement here, who will advance up to the top of the hill, and that will be the end of the Americans' turn. And yeah, they've got good cards here. They're looking good right now. Their leadership is strong. So we will clear this all out, and we'll move over to the bot, the Germans' bot turn. Not my YouTube page. We'll reveal the next bot order. They will fire. All right, so they have a couple of different targets now. They have this reinforcement target here, but again, I think that the only thing that makes sense here is to just keep peppering away at the American hex with the leader in it. And so we've got Private Herzog's 2 contributes to the SS squad, which makes it an 8, and then 9, and then 10 for the fire group that we have. So they're making an attack at a strength of 10. Let's see what they roll. Their dice have been good so far. Not now. 13. So even on boxcars, the line team becomes suppressed. So I think that the U.S. are going to be okay here. They're good. A time trigger for the Americans. That's good for them. So I am going to go ahead and take on the American side and have them conduct a time trigger. Did not add to their victory points, but I will add that now. And one more defense roll here. Why is the app not rolling? Where's the fate deck? Where are the fate decks in this? Right here, I guess. I guess you have to manually do that when you hit the time trigger. All right, one more recovery roll, and he is all recovered. So we'll move on to the next order. Route. Do not want my broken weapons team to route, so we'll not play the route order on anybody. We will skip that order and see if we get another order. Nope, that is it. No more orders for the bot. That's the end of the turn, for the Germans. And the Americans now are looking like they're in pretty good shape. They've got a couple of fire cards here. They've got that hand grenades card. They've got the hidden mines card. They've got like wounds. They've got smoke grenades. I think smoke grenades is the one that the action that they're least likely to need. And and they will fire at Private Herzog out here in the open, where really he should not be, but we haven't gotten a move or an advance order, and also don't really want to overstack even in the woods. But anyway, so we've got 6, 7 for the elite squad, +1, +2, so that's a 9. That's a fire attack of 9 against Private Herzog. And that's a 19. All right, so the SS people are at 10. Let's see what they roll, and then Herzog is a 6. So the squad is okay, and Herzog is going to break. All right, forgot to activate these units. They're activated now. Next order. Don't really have a particularly strong fire attack I can make here, so I think that we will simply call our turn to be... Wow, the Americans are definitely pulling the cards they need. Well done. All right, so the bot's turn. Can the bot get itself out of trouble here? It's going to discard. It's going to pass and discard. Not great. All right, the bot has discarded. The Americans are going to come back doing the exact same thing that they just did. This is an attack strength of 9. 15. All right. So we've got an 8 and a 7. Here's the 8. So the squad breaks, and here's the 7. And Private Herzog is killed, and there's a time trigger. Now we've got to hit the bot rolls time trigger. Ooh, I was supposed to click the U-roll time trigger here. 1 dig in action. Wow. So that actually happens before Herzog's roll. So Herzog was a 7, and he's going to be a 10 with foxholes. And so he's going to, that's a suppression. That's a tie. That was a 15 attack, so that was lucky. Very lucky. For the Germans, foxholes, where are you? There they are. All right, so he is suppressed. Very lucky. All right, next American order. Again, the only shot they can take would be this shot here, and let's get rid of the units. I would say that they cannot fire at Herzog's hex, so it's just not worth it. The Americans are going to pass. And wow, another fire card. Well, the Americans did like to shoot, didn't they? All right, back to the bot. Fire. And well, that really means effectively that the only decent shot they've got is this veteran squad here. With a 7, I think they're going to go and shoot at this American line squad in the open, just because that's the most likely chance of hurting anybody here. And at this point, they need to do some damage. So here's their attack roll. It's a 7, and 7 is a 14, and the event, Blaze. If that hex is not water terrain and doesn't already contain a blaze, place a random blaze marker into it. If the hex is not water terrain and does not already contain a blaze, so I guess open ground can catch fire in this game. So let's draw the random hex. B1. Well, that could end up That could end up sort of spreading, right? It could end up spreading and kind of getting to the Sherman tank eventually. Thinking probably it won't, but I guess I think it could. Anyway, so let's go back to the attack roll was a 7, so that's a 14 that the American line squad is trying to defend itself from. And so they will break, which is good for the Germans. Let's see if the bot has another order. It is finished. The Germans not getting the recovers that they need. And back to the Americans who, yeah, you guessed it, they're going to go ahead and take a shot. You know, I'm not sure I want to play the recover right now. Is that foolish to wait and see if there's more broken units before I use the recover order? Yeah, whatever. We'll recover. I'm sure that line squad there appreciates the attempt. And it does, in fact, recover. And the event is interdiction. Suppress one unit in a hex with less than one cover. Well, so that could be this squad here, which I think is the one. Just make sure they don't start firing. They could have also tried to suppress down here, but a recover order gets rid of that right away. So, next order, and again, it will be a fire. It's not looking like melee is on the horizon, so the Americans will play the fire with the ambush card on it. And it'll be the same as it ever was. 9 firing at, yeah, they'll fire at the, they've got that Herzog and his crew pretty well pinned down. That's the place to go. That's a 10. To go with the 9 is a 19. And the event is suppressing fire. Suppress one enemy unit in a hex within both range and LOS of a friendly machine gun. There is no such hex, but still, that is a 19. And so 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 12 and 9 for these two German units. 12 and 6 is 18, so the suppressed unit breaks, and Herzog is finally killed. So he is eliminated, and this unit, oh wait, so now I'm supposed to, okay, bot squad is breaking, so no light wounds. All right. Yeah, and that's the end of the Americans' turn. They'll draw some more cards again. That's amazing how much of exactly what they want they're getting. So, over to the bot, who is not getting what it needs, and another discard. Ouch. So it goes in Combat Commander. And the Americans will, yeah, well, they're going to go ahead and fire, of course. And once again, it's a 9. And, yeah, they're going to try to just finish off these guys with the machine gun back there. See what they can get. 9 plus 4 is 13. That's not likely to do the trick, is it? 10, 11, 12, 13. Minus 1 is 9. So they will not break because of this. They do not break, and there's no event. And so back to the Americans for another order. And oh, I forgot to hit the next order. They're going to go ahead and have this fellow move. And opfire occurs in this hex, right? So I think we need to check. Opfire checks, range 2+. No opfire, so here we go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So he can now slip on up into the foxholes with that line team, and that should make this. I think the Germans are going to have to start activating these fresh units over here to try to get anything going at all. especially if the Americans keep getting exactly, and I mean exactly, the card draws that they need to do what they're trying to do. Let's see what the bot has. Tiller denied. We skip that. Move that. Vey almighty, is that... I mean... Could try to get the machine gun to fall back. Probably should have never brought it out of the building here, right? That would have probably been smarter. I just can't see it going well for these troops here to move up where they can just start getting whacked by this cannon and machine gun combo over and over again. So all right, you know what? We're going to activate. Well, let's see what his movement total is here. Got 1, 0, 2. So yeah, you know what? Can't even. Well, so he could get into this building here. That gives him 2 cover. But yeah, now we're going to skip this move order too. Is there any moving that we want to do up here? No, I don't think so. All right, we're skipping it. Reveal the next order. All done. So the Americans will, you guessed it, fire. And once again, they're going to fire at the SS squad that is suppressed and broken in the foxholes, but this time they have one more. So they have the lead unit is the elite squad, so 7, 8 for the line team, 9 for this line. Oh no, this line squad is out of LOS. It's behind a hill, so it's still 9. 9 and 7 is 16, and the bot rolls a 9 and is not phased by that fire attack. And so next order, and the Americans will play a move, and they'll move here, and now we have to check to see if we have an op fire card. Carry on, no op fire. And so yeah, they're not overstacked in those foxholes. They are, yeah, they are kind of well entrenched. It's going to take one of those combat commander miracles, which happen all the time. It's one of the things about this game that I love, is that a side is never out. It is just never out of the game. There's always things that can happen. So over to the bot, although if the bot doesn't end up with a finally recover order pretty soon, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. So we'll start down here with the machine gun team that they really need active again. So that's a 9, 10, 11 for Gans's leadership. Let's see what they roll. They rally. That is good news for them. And now the SS squad is 10 minus 1 plus 3, so they're at 12. Let's see if they rally. They rally. So this suppressed marker is removed, and the squad rallies, and so that breathes some life into the German effort here. Let's see if there's another order coming, an advance order. Now, this might be the time. If I had brought this squad here instead, that would be a lot better, wouldn't it? Could I have done that though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I sometimes cheat when I play games solo, because to do things that I think are more effective. So I'm going to go ahead and cheat and pretend that I was smart enough to do that at the time. Say what you will. I'm cheating against myself after all. And also probably about to get roasted for that. And the bot is finished, and we are over to the Americans. And they have, well, that route doesn't do them any more good. But let's get this tank crew. They've been sort of sitting still, itching for a fight, and now they've got one. So they're going to go ahead and take a shot at Lieutenant, what's his name? What's the lieutenant's name? Lauerbach. They're going to take a shot at Lieutenant Lauerbach's hex. They could, well, so they're the machine gun, the 50 cal machine gun will go ahead and take a shot at Lieutenant Lauerbach's hex. And it will be fire grouped with the weapons team, which has range there. So that's a starting 9, 2 for Bueller is 11, and 12 for the weapons team. Over here, let's see what they get. A 12 and a 5 is a 17. So the defense roll, what's the cover for Woods? Woods is a cover 2. So with Lauerbach's leadership, that's an 11 for the squad, and then it'll be a 10 for Lauerbach. So here's the squad. They're okay, and here is Lauerbach, and he's okay. So they do not wilt under the fire, and so the cannon will take a shot at them also. Here's the targeting roll, 1, 2, 3. That seems like it's worthy of giving the initiative card back. Don't want the cannon to jam, and don't want to miss this shot. So that's a 5, so they make their targeting roll. So it is now a fire strength 10 attack. It's only a 13, so everybody is unfazed. Stoutness on the part of Lieutenant Lauerbach. And recover and route don't matter at this point, and they can't discard, so the Americans will draw another. Oh, heck. The Americans, it was a time trigger, right? So the other reinforcement has arrived. This reinforcement will come. Oh, no, he doesn't want to come in by the blaze, does he? This reinforcement's going to come up. Well, there's a fire there. I was going to have this reinforcement come up and just sort of take on a secondary defensive position here. Maybe he'll just hang out here. Well, that's where he's going to come on. He should have been there all this time. I don't think there was another opportunity to move them. Whatever. Back to the bots. So you see already things have swung a little bit right now. The bot's got all its forces active, right? And another discard, so that's not good. You discard when passing. And so back to the Americans, and this time they don't really have much that they want to have, and so they're going to have to either going to have to play the single move order or discard 2 cards, and I think that what they'll do is play the single move order. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, pretty well out of sight there. Well, no, they'll go here for 4. They're still out of sight, but if need be, they could pop up on top of the hill and try to help out a little bit. They just don't want to be in the hill all in the open like that. So that's going to be the end of the American turn. Ooh, now that big run of cards that the Americans wanted has run out. Let's see if the bot gets a similarly good run for itself. Eesh, a move now. So I don't have a leader up here anymore, right? I only have 2 independent units, so I could give a move order to one of them. I don't want to move the machine gun. Even if I get close enough with 1 unit, what's my melee like? It's a 6. I kind of yeah, I don't really know what to do with this here, and geez, I don't think we want to move across. Like, do we want to move up here and hope that we get an advance order or something? Oy, that's just, well, you know what? Enough. It's just a game. I'm, I'm, I ponder these decisions like it matters. So we're going to go ahead and move. And fortunately, the Americans do not have a fire order. So they'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, they're hoping things work out for them. Let's see if they do. Move with smoke grenades. All right. Now that might be worth getting one of these units moving forward, and probably the veterans, right? I wonder if would it make sense for these veterans to try to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to try to get into the woods up here? Well, they're in the woods already. Yeah, man, if they're in those woods hex right there, they are going to just get massacred. And they can't jump into melee in any kind of effective way. Yeah, you're going to say this is crazy, but we're going to move this unit back down here to try to get it back with Sergeant Gantz. So the way smoke grenades work, I'm going to just pause the recording for a moment. So if I'm reading that rule correctly, they place a single smoke marker while activated to move. And so if I drop smoke in this hex here, then that is going to do nothing at all to the shots from here to here, and it's going to make my ability to shoot at that foxhole badly diminished. But if I put it here, it gives some protection to this veteran squad. I kind of wonder if I should just forget about the smoke marker. I don't know if I want the veterans to just sit there and trade fire with these units at a higher elevation. Well, you know, I like the whole smoke thing, so I'm going to do it. I'm just going to put a smoke shit there. Boom, 3, no big deal. And now, again, luckily the Americans have no fire order, so there's 1, 2, and I think their total movement is 5, 3, 4, so that does give them a decent base of fire in this hex. Hopefully that ends up working out. Next order, it's finished. And so, what do the Americans have going on? A move and a route. So, yeah, not what they were hoping for. They, oh wait, they have hidden mines. Yeah, sorry. So I'm going to definitely go back. So yeah, right. So the Americans definitely would be playing the hidden mines right here. Yeah, no question about that. Let's just play that as an action. That helps them in a couple of ways. First of all, it has the chance of keeping this unit here and failing to form a fire group, if nothing else. Let's roll the attack. That's a 6 firepower attack. That's an 11. This unit is an 8. And they are moving. They are okay. So they made the move as scheduled. But still, the Americans don't have anything really good right now. So I don't know if they want to move this unit up here and just have it available to try to help with what happens next, run the risk of it getting shot at, or if they want to just discard 2 cards and hope for something good. I think they're going to discard. I think that, yeah, a fire order, hidden wire, hidden entrenchments. So those are all cards that are pretty helpful. And so it is the bot's turn. Now, if the bot gets an advance order, they're going to be super happy. No, not an advance order, a fire order. Now, Here's the question. A human player would be able to look ahead and say, I either do or I do not have an advance order, and would know whether it wanted to spend its fire order trying to ding these guys up, or whether it was going to hold on to that advance order and fire with the machine gun team and try to inflict some pain down here right before jumping into melee and just raking the Americans over the coals inside that tank. So what do you think the bot should do? If only I was one of those gamers with 1 million followers and I was live streaming, I could make it a vote. So if they take the shot from right here, they are 7, 8. It's an attack of 9 against this tank, which has 6 cover. The bot, it's just a fire, so there's no hand grenades, there's none of that. But if they don't hurt these folks, they're going to be they're going to be point blank staring down the barrel of a tank cannon and a 50 caliber machine gun, and that seems kind of ugly. So they're going to go ahead and take this shot right here. So that is, what did I say it was? It's a 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's hoping. And that is pretty good. That's an 18, but still. 6 cover plus 2 is 8 plus 7 is 15. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to cheat again. I'm going to say that we gave the fire order down here. That fire order cannot do anything helpful. We're going to shoot at the closer foxholes unit down here. So that's starts at an 8, and then a 10 for the sergeant, and then 11, 12, 13. But we'll use the same roll. So that's a 22. All right, and 22. The Americans have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for being uphill. So that's a 22. So this is gonna hurt. Well, unless this event does something good for them. Interdiction: suppress 1 unit in a hex with less than 1 cover. Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. There are a lot of units with less than 1 cover. And I'm not sure. Again, I don't think suppressing the leader makes that big a difference. I think that we need to suppress the squad that's got the machine gun. And so the bottom squad there broke, and a 9 and a 9 is an 18, so they still all break. Not the satchel charge, that did not break. So that was good for the Germans. Good thing they have an understanding high command that helped them counteract their foolish decision. Now let's see. Next order, is it an advance? It is an advance! Oh! From the ashes of defeat. But, oh my, yes. So they're definitely going in here. They're going to be overstacked in this hex. I don't remember how melee works in Combat Commander Europe. I'm going to have to pause and look, but I have to also see. Oh, the Americans have an ambush. Oh, that's bad news for them. Yeah, okay, I'm going to pause for a minute and see how the melee works. All right, well, a bit different in Europe than in Pacific. So first ambush cards are played. So the Americans have an ambush card. And the question is, who should they break? I think probably break this squad is their best bet, right? Take them down 3. If they broke the leader, it would take them down 2, and if they broke, the machine gun isn't part of it. If they broke the other squad, it would still take them down 3, and that squad's already suppressed. So now we go back to the bot, and a melee occurs. No actions. Okay. So, and in the Pacific they have bayonets, but I don't think they do in this game. So, the American melee total is 2-4. That's not good. The German melee total is 6 minus 1 for suppressed, +1 for the lieutenant, +3 for the SS. So 6 minus 1 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the box firepower makes it 10. So the Americans are going to roll. They have a total of 4. Should be on next order here. Okay, that's a decent roll for them, but that's still not going to do any good. 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so the Americans, I told you this game, you just never know. No matter what is happening at any moment, you might think that the game is decided, but it just never is. And it's still not. It's still not. At this point, it looks like, oh, well, wow, the Germans have this big advantage, right? And they probably do, but this game is far from decided. So, yeah. Ouch. And that is going to be the I'm finished part of the bot's turn, and now it's the Americans' turn. And so they don't have much that they can do here. I think they're going to have to they're going to discard both of these cards, and at this point really hope for a time trigger. Now this crew is pretty badly overstacked, but the Americans don't have a fire order. They do have a route. But let's just see for future reference. I think that so I'm going to have to look this up. The unit in the foxholes is at level 3. These trees that intervene are at come up to level 3 because of this hill. So I believe, yeah, it's the same thing as being back from the edge of a level 3 hill, right? They cannot see down there to get a shot. It wouldn't be much of a shot, but with the Americans being so overstacked, because stacking limit is 4 here, they'd be that would hurt. That would hurt a lot if the Germans can pull that off. But if the Americans can pull that off, but I think the Germans might have enough time to correct that situation. So, it is the bot's turn. So let's see what the bot's got. Nope, it's discarding. So, the Americans here. So, I think the question is, we don't want to have a melee on our hands. Do we want to jump up here and hope that we can survive? So the Americans probably are going to have to do some getting some folks out of that tank, right? Like they're going to not just sit there. Would it make sense at this point for the American? Yeah, they've got these things over here that are in trouble. They're going to hold the recover order for a minute. They could try to move Sergeant White to here, and then they'd be giving up that hill hex, but from here they would have a shot. A range of 5. What do they have in that hex to take that shot with? They've got a squad that could definitely take the shot, and with this sergeant, the line team could take the shot. So that'd be a 6, 7. That'd be an 8 shot. But that's assuming we've got more reinforcements coming in. I think the Americans need to I think that they need to play the recover first. Let's attempt to recover. So here we've got we've got a 10 and an 11 to start with. Here's the 10. He recovers, and the 11 recovers. All right. So the Americans get back up and at him. One of my favorite military quotes, supposedly the Duke of Wellington said to his troops at Waterloo right near the end, "Up, boys, and at 'em!" Don't know if it's true or not. Anyway, so now, should the Americans attempt to rout this? Well, you know what? The Germans took a chance, and it worked out. So the Americans are going to take a chance and see if it works out. They are going to move. Got a spray fire. They've got a concealment, all right, but that's not going to help them any. They're going to move up here. So this could really be horrific. Range adjacent op fire check. Op fire. All right. So the what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Whatever we got, it's bad for the Americans. So we got the suppressed SS squad is shooting with a 5, and then the machine gun. They can't use the weapon, so it can't fire. So then the leader is shooting so suppressed for 5 plus 1 for the lieutenant is 6, and the lieutenant can shoot. So this is an attack of 7 against the Americans. Let's see what the bot rolls. 4. No, wait. The Americans need to. Yeah, the bot did the fire attack, so that's an 11. All right, so they've got a 6 plus 1 for being uphill is a 7. They succeed and do not break, and the sniper comes in at L8. That is possibly someplace that can do some good. JKL. Oh, I'll say it can do some 8. The sniper is zeroed in. Boom. Duck your head, weapons team. You have been sniped. See, what did I tell you? This game, anything can happen, and it usually does. And that is the last thing that the Americans have to do. And they do get a fire card and another route. So, with a little bit of luck, they could put a pretty big hurt on those Germans right now. Let's see what the Germans get for an order. Fire. So yeah, they certainly need to take that same shot that they took earlier, which I believe was a 7, right? It's a 5, 6, 7. Yep, it's a 7. Not a great shot, not a terrible shot. It's a 10. That's pretty definition of a terrible shot. And another sniper. Will he hit? Will he strike again? So the Americans do not break, and that is not a time trigger because it was an event. And oh, the sniper missed. Not by much. Not by much. All right. I hope that yeah, it did not automatically shuffle the deck there. Okay, very good, very good. So the Americans, what were we doing there? Oh no, the bot just fired. And now, does the bot have another order? It has a route order, which, so I wonder if this is a situation where they want to play the order on their own broken unit because they do need to get that unit out of there. And so yeah, okay, so 10 but in 6 cover, but overstacked by 5 makes it a 1 cover, so that's an 11. So it's a sniper, but the unit doesn't route. The hex is C9, nothing. And the next order is nothing, and now the Americans. And so, here it is. This squad just popped up on the hill, ducked swiftly while taking fire, and is now going to open up. They must have a couple of guys with Thompson guns in that squad there, and they're just going to pepper this German unit. So they've got a 6, and that's all they got is a 6. I don't know, but a 7 for being uphill, right? I think that's correct. You add a firepower if you're firing downhill, and you add 1 to your defense roll if you're defending uphill. I think I'm right about that. Tell me if I'm wrong. All right, so let's see. We got to get this. We're going to get a next order thing here to get those dice cleared. All right, here's the attack. So that's a 7 shooting downhill. Too bad they don't have... Oh, too bad nothing. Hand grenades, boom. That's a 9. Oh, from the brink of excitement to the depths of despair. So that's a total of 12. So that's still... So the Germans are 5 overstacked here. So their morale is going to be 8, down 1, 7, up 6, 13, down 5, 8, up 1 for the lieutenant. So it's going to be a 9, and then a 9, 10 for the lieutenant, and a 12 for the SS squad, right? I think I got that right. We'll come back if any of these things are close. So there's a 9. So that defense roll is plenty good for the SS squad. The lieutenant's defense roll, that's plenty good. And the broken squad's defense roll, that's plenty good. So that is unfortunate for the Americans. And such is war. And the Americans also have a route, though, so maybe they could get these fellows to run away. I don't know if they want that or not, but do they want that? They don't have anything to do with that move order. Yeah, let's try it. All right. So, 10, 16, down 5 is 11, plus 1 is 12. He does not route, and the sniper comes in at M9, Oh! This sniper has these Germans just locked in, but can't quite make the decisive shot. Yeah, so something just occurred to me. I think I may have missed a time trigger. No, I've done them all. This American unit's still not there. All right, so. All right, let's see what the bot has to say. It's going to fire. Yeah, so with that 50 being broken, I think they just want to do the same thing, right? It's 6, 5, 6, up the hill at the Americans. That's a 12, so they're a 7. And they break. Oh, that's not good. It's not good. All right, not good at all. Now, let's see what the bot has next. Oh, just what it needed. Goodness gracious. All right, the first recovery is going to be done here on the 50 team. So they're a 9 plus 2 is an 11. And they recover. And now out here, so again, we got the 10 plus 1 is 11 plus 6 is 17 minus 5 is 12. And they recover. All right, let's see what the Americans have. They've got a route, a move, and a move. So I think that they will move their broken squad back here where they are not in harm's way anymore, and then they don't have to mess around with trying to get them to route. And there's no more routing that the Germans can do, and there's no more moving that I think the Americans want to do, so they will end their turn, draw a card. That's what they want. Actually, they want to recover is what they want. What does the bot get? That was previous turn, right? Yeah, that was from before. This is their order, a fire order. I think I'm right about that. Yeah, I think I'm right about that. So this is what they've been waiting for here, is to get this big stack going. So that's a 10 for the machine gun, 11, 12, 13 up the hill at the two squads with no leaders in the foxhole. 13. And you know, I never remember to check. Do the Americans have concealed? They do, and that card doesn't do them any good, so let's play it. Oh, it's before making a defense roll, so that, whatever, it's out of sequence, but fine. So that's a 9. So that's a, that was a 10, 11, 12, 13 plus 9 is 22, so that's a well-timed concealment. So their cover is now 6, so it's 6 plus 6 is 12. Well, at least it'll keep them from getting doubled up, right? Here's the roll. An 8 and 12 is 20, so that's going to break. And yeah, so both of those units break, but not the Panzerfaust. That was exactly what the Germans wanted. And let's see if the Germans have another order. And it's a move order, and they will definitely play this order. And where they're going to move is, yeah, they're just going to, that blaze there is a little scary, but they're going to. So here we have a move of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to take control. Of the objective. How do you do that in this module? Do I have to hit like a control key? Where do I indicate control in this module? I do it down here. Axis controls. So that's going to take 4 away from the Allies. I guess I need to reset it and bring it up to 8. And then the Germans end up at 4. I think I did that right. Oh, and this thing is, yeah, God, this thing is flaky. I have to figure out a way to remember this, that it's 8 to 4. Are there... Gonna make myself a note here. And then I'll end the video at the end of this turn. So that that unit moved. Now this stack of units here. If they can get unsuppressed, can they put fire on here? No. Here? No. So they cannot fire at or be fired at from the American positions here. So I think the thing to do then is to simply move here and have a sort of, well, no, move here, right, to have a commanding view of the situation, and yeah, and hope that this blaze doesn't spread, burn those guys out of there, I guess. All right, next order. Finished. All right, so yeah, I'm going to stop this video here. It's the American turn. VPs, US 8, German 4. All right, I'll end this video here. I'll clear all this stuff up and get us ready for the next thing. And yeah, I will be back with the video later.